pool more. People have criticized Knight's champion pool before. I've never thought he's had a small champion pool. I just think that he's never really
had to flex it that much.
I never think he's had to flex it that much. In way, he's stacking up towards his passive again if he can. Yeah, see, just tapping that cube, waiting for that to come off cooldown. They're not going to be able to clear this wave. No one's coming down to help this either.
Oh boy.
So this is going to be Wei just going towards his first empowered ability. Let's see what he does.
Hung doesn't have the cleanse. He'd be the target. The cleanse now comes on through. Flash from Hung comes down. Trying to get the Aegis Soul on! Repels up, drops aggro, comes back down on top of Hong. Flash out from the Blooming Burst, and now this Nico.
Headshot.
Where do you go? Headshot. Number 1 comes on through, and they get a second kill. 1 kill on the Elise, 1 on the Caitlyn, and BLG off to the race.
And I love that Knight is just going straight onto Tian as well. Xiaohu can't follow up with enough damage, which means that Tian is going to get bullied out of his own jungle just by the solo LeBlanc in mid lane, using the passive as well to make sure that Tian can't really just recall unaffected. It slows down, it's clear. Knight is still
down, but outside of that, Wei's had a really solid series, and we had him on Fraud Watch.
Yep, we did.
But he had a great Nocturne game. The game 1 as well was really excellent. He's coming in now. This Pantheon, solid early game plan, gets the dive off, comes through mid, gets the flash off Xiaohu, gets the triple Mega Nars coming up. Bin could have a very miserable time here. 50 strikes land, pull back onto the ward, flashes out of the what is the elastic slingshot? There we go. Teleport was also the ult, very swift and way to defend though.
Well, I was wondering whether Bin wanted to ult someone so Wei could just pounce on top of them so they can get away. That's now flash and ult for a very time-efficient gank from TM.
Flash, Cocoon lands, they get the trap after. Huge damage on this Elise. Has been so good.
We have a problem, folks, because Knight's coming down as well. There's a teleport coming into the flank. On doesn't have teleport. They will be able to see this coming over now. Xiaohu coming in.
Body block for 1. Gets the Between Worlds on. Dies.
Knight's getting followed up on as well. The W misses. Knight has flash. We'll have to stall him in from 2 seconds. He should be safe after this point. And indeed will be on 2-1-1 now. Still very, very powerful. The Elise is now a damage threat. And as we said, charging up his Mortal Will again. This is a bit dangerous there. On. You don't have... I don't know, man. I mean, he gets out of Nico, but he's still going to die in the Mega Nard. This is the problem. You can't position like that on. You might have damage. You don't have HP. Very disrespectful.
The moment we praise him, he ends up dying. And BLG just very risky, trying to come and contest this. Finally, the Caitlyn comes over, but they get the kill, and it's a double kill over the light.
What is the plan there? Wei has flash, he uses his impact.
Oh boy.
Elk walks up. It is an absolute circus here in the top lane as the jungle and bot lane of BLG, sometimes the usual suspects, all throw themselves into the meat grinder in one of the...
A lot of pick, a lot of CC, and a lot of follow-up to do it. Yes, the Pantheon and the single target CC. Good from BLG, but your ability to do this from miles and miles and miles away makes life real tricky. Way.
What is he doing?
Goes down. We just started praising them.
What is he doing? What is he doing? Walks into the Raptors. He walks over a ward. He's not playing around pushing lanes. He's not playing around combinations. And Wei, he has had a down split, folks. He had one of his worst series in his career against TT. Good chunk onto Knight means that he can't really be the easiest contest here as well. On the Dragon, he's going to go down. Dragon taken by Weibo, and now suddenly in the early game saying, oh wow, incredible, the clearing out of the wave instead. So still some damage to play around from BLG, an important breaker of the trend of this game.
Of course, Elk up 30 CS is now even in gold again because of course
Wave using the ult.
Kills, gonna try and come on the ult, gets the stun, flash with the cocoon, flashed away from Tien. Now the teleports come flying. Tien burns a fair amount. Turret stands. Xiaohu looking for an angle for a Between Worlds. Doesn't really catch the amount of people who saved before. Wei turns around. Now Knight's here as well, and Xiaohu has to flash back out. Cocoon lands onto the Zac. Oh, sorry, onto the Hung, I apologize, on the Nico. Aegis Assault now out as well. Weibo Gaming disengaged, but they can't find the punish they were hoping for.
Yeah, Weibo, if they'd managed to kill the Caitlyn there, would have felt a lot happier. They do get summoners out, though. The flash away from the Caitlyn is valuable, but they will lose themselves that first tower, and that will be the feats of strength going over towards BL.
And that's a bit more like what we were hoping for. And it's where we started by praising Wei, and on the early plays have been pretty solid. Brady rather, and Bin trading out. It's a Hextech Ultimatum, but there's a Mega Knight in there just trying to buy time. Of course, the Rocket Belt now available for On. Good sidestep, but the root still coming through because it doesn't break the ethereal chain because he had to backstep. And so Knight picks up the kill. Nice management of cooldowns from BLG, they buy enough time and Breathe falls.
Yeah, just a quick reminder that BLG are a very bursty comp, and there is no real tank on the other side. They do make a good pick this time. It's playing around their damage. Wei has flash, does have the Mortal Will charged up. Herald is now available too. I think now with that kill onto Breathe, I know this is a really good curtain call.
Wei's going to be in danger. Needs to press E! Finally does buy his time. Flashes behind his team. And the curtain call survives. Wei desperately low, though. Can't play for this Herald anymore.
Why does he not press the E? Is it just on cooldown? I don't think it was. I didn't see him use it before that point. Loses all of his HP. And I'm really questioning whether Wei understands his champion that well. Elk needs to be afraid of this ult now.
Gets out, but there's Xiaohu heading to the other side. Should still be fine. Now on the other side, looking to chunk onto Hong, who actually eats a lot of damage. Cocoon forced to be flashed from. Volta Spiderling won't quite catch her, and actually does just about bin. Now looking for an angle onto Xiaohu. Dodges the turnaround CC, and they look for the kills. Can't quite have it happen, but the hand says, let's go. Bounce it around. Jump around. Knight just about alive. And
Pipeline too. BLG getting lost in the source a little bit. I think the problem is, Wei's mechanics on the Pantheon haven't been awesome. You know, I called out his, using the move speed.
Cheaper build, the static ship and the rapid fire ability is nice if you're ahead of the curve. And in fairness to the Jhin, he's kind of done a good job picking up those early kills, but really wants that third item to really hit like a truck. But you've still got decent poke with this build.
Look, you're not against the tank. This build is fine here. It gives you utility because your damage matters more when there's less armor on the enemy team, of course.
It does. And I'll head over towards Drag. Will be second for BLG. And again, you're still in a position where Elk on this Caitlyn is really scary. Farming very well. Will be at a second item fairly shortly. Get the Infinity Edge. All the while, though, Weibo Herald into mid lane. Pick themselves up another turret. That's 3. All the while, though, Knight and Bin head towards this bot lane tier 2. Can't quite claim it yet. They've still got a lot of members hanging around, though. And Atakan's just spawned. I think they might try and rush this.
Herald into mid lane, pushing topside tower. Atakan being taken. There are not enough reset. I mean, Weibo have teleport summoners out of, you know, lights and Hung, really. Let's see what the... That's Zac emote on the Nico clone. But, yeah, so BLG really want to force, particularly onto light if they can. And they're going straight into the sideline to Xiaohu instead.
Oh, can't get through the wall. Nice read. BLG punish well.
Oh, that's really nice from Knight. Knows that, well, there's only one way the Aurora is going to go, and that's through to the other side of the ult. Flashes to make sure the tether doesn't break. 2 kills now onto...
They've got the wave shove bot. Knight hanging around this one. Flank makes things quite tricky. Watch Tien, though, has got a good spot to potentially engage with the Elastic Slingshot off Vision at this point as well. The range is super long. Knight goes under the tower, gets a huge chunk onto Light. Tien holds on the Elastic Slingshot in this tier 1, I think. Unlikely to stand, but wait. Here we go again. Jumps into the backline, jumps onto Wei. The withdrawal will likely be forced, but they'll still look for the tier 1 anyway.
You have the turret. Don't get any more kills. No, well, there was a heal used from Hung as well. Knight, I really liked how he jumped under the turret there. Just chunked out Light as best as he can. Been dipped off a top wave to just make sure he was around for the mid lane play if it did evolve into anything a bit more. We'll return back to the side lane now. Potentially, well, he won't be able to threat this turret now because Naz back in lane.
Knight also not going for the shot.
Oh, actually, maybe I'm completely wrong. They still have Atakan for another 20 seconds. Here comes the dive.
There you go. Hextech Ultimatum comes on down. Breathe. Ace in the hole. And On is around as well. Picks it up on the Elise. The withdrawals begin to fly on through. And Bin will likely fall as a result here too. Tries to get a last auto off from the turret and can't quite.
So that's 2 withdrawals. Go and get themselves some side lane advantages instead. Get some gold over to that Camille. And, well, you know, we've not really seen Bin enter the fray that much. If he's just been gaining resources, though, you can't exactly blame him. If he gets towards 3 items with... presumably something like a Sterix coming in third. Bin at that point becomes game ending.
Yeah, he does, and he's just hit 2 items, and again, they kind of return to the scene of the crime. In a good spot. The LeBlanc's 2-0, Caitlyn's 2-0, the Elise is 3-2-3, Bloodsong complete.
Quite so easily, which means that you really want to take a fight, not necessarily just slow roll the objective. Knight could actually be on a very good angle into mid lane here. He's off Vision.
Hung trying to get on to Elk! Who's going to die? They've surely got the Caitlyn over the wall. Flash over Tien is the last shot that claims him. Wait, now split off. Bin turns up, but he's just miles away. Can't threaten Light, who flashed away for an attempted hook shot. And they lose 2 key members.
Elk still had no flash from that last play in the retreat from the Atakan fight. Weibo find the picks, and what did we say? 1 kill could lead to the Baron. It just happens to be Elk on the Caitlyn without the flash. Disrespects the engage range from both the Nico and the Zac. Goes down, and now Weibo get to play from ahead.
Oh, What a frustrating moment. The engage range from Weibo is
Is
the last that anyone experiences, at least for 30 seconds or so. Now, actually, though, Hung potentially in danger. As the old chains land, this Nico hit with the cocoon. They're going to try and get the burst. In comes the Grand Starfall. The Pop Blossom buys time. Hung running away, just about alive. And Aurora gets 2. They thought they got the pick, and they very much did not. Bin hookshot into the backline, finally gets that Nico. But there's a Jin trap waiting the captive audience. Into a deadly first, just sidestep, and Bin has nowhere to go. 3 for 1 is not what they wanted.
Yeah, Bin might have been known as Love Camille in solo queue before he went pro, but he is really not loving this game. He's not been able to turn the play on very close to getting a kill, but now he's just going to be having to go out of his own own play as well. Elk's still not in the best position, but Breathe loses his Mega.
Does indeed. Elk flashes out. Tien, remember, still has, of course, got that passive. Nearly goes down. Head does a shot forwards. They can look to try and kill off the Zac. That would be huge. And the Baron play snuffed out after a nice sidestep from Elk. Well played from the AD carry.
Honestly,
BLG.
Elk, fantastic turnaround there. Doesn't mean that they get...
Nice distortion. Isn't caught out by the deadly flourish. Slow from the static is still pretty significant, but way speeding up. Remember, Pantheon base movement speed higher
Gust
even without
Walker
using
as
the
well. Knight's just going to be spotting out that clone. So it is going to be dragging over to BLG. They did not clutch out that mid lane fight. They did clutch out this extra kind of...
Hung doing their best to be as much as they can. Got the verdant barrier to give themselves a little bit extra CC protection. Can't blame them. The Nico very nearly got picked off very cleanly that last time, but stayed alive long enough to force the overplay.
A bit of a split
BLG.
map. Knight doesn't have TP, is staying to push mid. He does have a lot of magic pen, which means he does kill towers very, very quickly.
Yeah,
so look at all these auto attacks on the tower. It's actually a decent amount from the LeBlanc. Has only the 2 grubs. You do have the potential dive of the Zac going in under that turret to be able to. You need to be careful. No flash on Elk. Elk needs to stand very far back. They're trading turret for turret right now.
They're trying to get the back, and Elk is in so much danger. He tries to back away and just doesn't have that far enough to go.
Now, Knight's going to go back, but Elk just could not step up like that. Give the turret up. The Caitlyn needs to know better. He's back now. They're going to try and take Nexus turrets. How much can they really take?
Did at least get hung, so there's still a 3v4. Not as many members, but they lose a Nexus turret, as you said. In comes the Grand Starfall. I think to clear the wave, actually. Behind the Caitlyn, behind the traps, drags the wave away. Way will do a decent job of pulling the minions back out.
And I think that'll buy just enough time. Now, Wei might just die on the retreat from this, which would be an issue. He's very quick with the Gust Walker, walking into brushes. So he should be able to just walk between bushes time after time and get the movement speed out. Which way is he walking? He could have just kept running. You could have just kept running, mate. He's going to potentially... They don't spot him! They don't spot him!
Oh, he gets away with it! It's genius. Target. Feels like whoever gets hit by that initial bit of CC will die. Horrible death flash from Xiaohu. The cocoon went forward. Between worlds now burned. Breathe nearly at Mega. Looking for an angle. Deadly Flourish just wide hung. Hooks the Pop Blossom up. Way into the backside.
No, E!
Will just die. Trying to kill off Breathe on this side. There's traps absolutely everywhere. It's a minefield. They still get 2. Hextech ultimatum onto Light. Trying to get a hill. The tactical sweep goes miles wide. On the other side, though, Tien is 1v3ing as Bin does his best to get a precision protocol. Part 2, hookshot. Light meets his maker. The light at the end of the tunnel is just Bin hookshotting your way.
Camille finally Starfall towards the Baron and try and go towards both of these objectives. What's the plan? Where does Wei go here?
Keep our eyes on it. Baron will die very quickly.
He's ulting towards Dragon. He's ulting towards Dragon. They're trying to do... Of course, they are the most strange team in the LPL. Might just be able to have another act here, yeah.
Trying to get onto Shaq, who takes the half.
Oh, Knight.
The turnaround Knight is just gone. The CC turnaround is ridiculous. Still, though, hasn't entirely broken the siege, but a big moment there. Tien goes really deep, but it's onto Bin. I don't know how easy that target would be. They can turn around. Precision Protocol Part 2 comes onto his Breathe. Nearly into Mini-Nan. There's Hextech Ultimatum available. You've got to be very wary about stepping any further forwards. I wonder, though, whether that stops the base being fully broken. They got the inhibitor turret, at least in mid lane.
Man, it dying like it did last time.
Yep. A lot of confirmation that Zephyr has, in fact, been removed. There we go. Didn't see it that often to begin with anyway. It was only very,
Not
very
a
late game
pro
scenarios.
Bin
Yeah,
does a lot of
actually,
anti-tank if they can catch the jungler.
and Tien would be a huge pick. He's like all of the engage down towards the cell division passive, and I think it will die. In they go on to Hunger Pop Blossom, not that exciting. Flash away, trying to get into Xiaohu, but he takes some time trying to run away. Knight is here. Ocean Soul. Bin is a monster. Has got his own GA, will just revive, and that's the problem now. BLG have second life to work with. Light goes down, but even with a guardian angel on his shoulder, Bin is the devil, dragging him straight back down to hell. Xiaohu dies, and BLG have done what they could not for 41 minutes. Find a clean team fight.
BLG will find themselves the victory against Weibo in the first round of the lower bracket. We will be saying goodbye to Weibo until the next split. BLG march onwards, not necessarily in the best of form for themselves, but a win is an important step on their journey.
They had to work for it, and Weibo Gaming will be frustrated. They had options in this game. Great recovery from Tien. The pick options, but it just proved a little too much. Bin hits critical mass. That